Good evening, ghouls and goblins, and ghosts from beyond, and welcome to a blood-tingling, blood and spine and curdling thing, blood-tingling episode of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip, and I am the Dread Master, and surrounding me are our wonderful players. Say, good evening, players.
Good
evening.
Players.
Sometimes you gotta say it at a different speed. The most unsettling thing is the unexpected. How's everyone doing tonight?
Totally super.
Great.
Satisfactory.
The Spanish Inquisition.
I am operating at satisfactory levels. Well, guys, we have a fun session here. It is chapter 83 of Blood from a Stone. Which, think about things that have 83 of them.
I say, Philip, you know what's auspicious about the number 83? I don't know. I was asking you.
It's how many years there were in the previous century before I was born.
There we go.
They went 83, and then in year 1984 was the 85th year, wasn't it? Unless you start the century in 1901.
I don't know.
But that's insane. That's fucking insane.
It's technically right. The century ends it because the year 2000 was the last of that century.
Yes.
Melinda Dillon was 83 when she passed today.
There you go.
Well, that's
R.I.P. I don't know who that was. Sorry.
Sorry. Let's open one of these dice. It's day 14. I really screwed up. I didn't open 13 on a Friday. I should have switched it. Anyway, here's a D20 with a nebula on it.
Oh, what fun.
First roll was a 9, so that's not really interesting. But I do really like this color and design. Indexing starts at 0.
Oh, she was in the original production of Virginia Woolf. That's cool.
Yes, she's also the mom on A Christmas Story.
Of the original production of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Yes.
Like on Broadway?
Yes.
The Edward Albee play?
Albee, as in all being.
Okay.
I'll be present for this game tonight.
Cool.
No, my one of my theater teachers knew Edward Albee, and he would say that all the time.
Cool.
That's a true story.
I do like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Really super young George Segal in the movie. It's really funny to watch, in my opinion.
I rewatched Shawshank today. That was a good. Anyway.
I'm gonna admit that I've never seen that movie straight through on stream.
Shawshank Redemption?
I didn't like what I saw of it very much. I felt it was kind of
Excuse me, I'm done. I'm
Philip,
quitting.
It
bye.
felt a little.
What?
When did you watch it, though?
I saw part of it. I think I saw some of it when I was in college, and one of my friends was crying, and I was like, I don't respect you anymore, sir. And then I saw some more of it later. I've never seen it straight through. It doesn't seem...
Philip, I can handle the fact that you don't like children or animals.
I like children a lot. I'm fine with children. Animals, don't care for them.
Philip really likes...
Children are hilarious.
Philip, this is my Selena moment with you.
Okay.
For those of y'all who don't know, Zane married me, having not seen Selena, and it's a very important thing in my life. She is an icon,
I've never seen that either.
That's fine. But you're like a movie. What is it? A cinephile. You should.
You're a movie star.
Yeah, I saw some of it and said I don't think I like the films of Frank Darabont. Is a big part of it.
I love him.
Cool. I'm glad.
Whatever.
I'm not here. I said I don't like them. I'm not here to say okay.
Wow.
James, we'll talk about this later, James.
Aha, Philip. I knew that there was something. You know what is auspicious about 83? That is how old the Emperor Justinian was when he died.
Wow.
You are so obsessed with Rome. It's like is it your favorite civilization, Dan? Would you say ancient Rome is your favorite civilization?
No. I really love ancient Sumeria.
Oh, interesting.
It's all a red flag to me.
Who's your
I'm
favorite?
listening to a podcast. I'm listening to a long podcast series about this, and so it's just like very much on my mind.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ancient Rome
which
is,
podcast do you listen to? Dan? I'm kidding. I know.
Well, right now, I'm listening to the history of Byzantium.
I feel like there's a lot of anger to. I feel like everyone's like there's a lot of like, there's like offense being taken, like shots being fired.
Mostly at you for not seeing Shawshank Redemption, but we will fix that,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
That
comfortable with it.
was
I've seen enough of it. I get it.
No.
I understand what the deal is. I don't really like Green Mile. I'm looking at his other movies just to confirm. I don't like. Yeah, it's okay. He's only directed 5. I've never seen The Woman in the Room. It's a short film he directed in 1983. Yeah, I'm comfortable saying I'm not a huge fan. It's okay. I don't have to be. Guys,
It's fine.
what I do have to be is mean to you tonight. Because
Yeah, that is true.
the dread clock sits at 6. Almost halfway to 13. 6:30 is halfway to 13, which is a very weird idea. We had some interesting things going down last week, in which Alvin Theodore, with his ghostly assistants, sort of sent these Mistwalker individuals, the ones who represent some kind of alliance, who want some sort of stability. He sent them out to gather him more bodies with which he could fill the 13 tombstones. When they are filled, miracles will be his, or so he has been told. They brought him back a man who he had previously said he wished would die. This man apparently died of natural causes, and Alvin saw no reason to suspect that was not the case. They did send the bounty hunter out to fetch one James Breton, who seems to be a I'm gonna not even say wily, because that's not the right word. He's been a slippery character to track down thus far. We know not where he is. But then, that old drifter came in with a bus full of people from the local jail, and Alvin judged 3 of them, members of the Lost and Golden, worthy of death, at which point the drifter murdered them. They were dropped into open graves shortly thereafter, but Alvin did spare a man named Max, who had been asleep on a bench, and 2 musicians from Backseat Bingo, a popular band in the area, who had been arrested for disturbing the peace and being too loud, being Roy and Patty. He had them eat sandwiches and sent them on their way. Mabel and the other ghosts made Alvin know that he was, that they were sort of here to back him, as he had called for their help. And as Agnes was sort of suggesting, we need to help him, because if we serve him well, perhaps we will still be alive. But another thing happened during that session that is interesting, because it is a big deal for this game, but perhaps a bigger deal, or an equally big deal, for another game. Because Alvin had a run-in with a woman named La Trovadora, and she sang him a song. She sang him a song in an ancient language, one he was told not to speak or sing in front of the drifter. The song went, Meir Kuzgad und die Gardi Blentin Bach. He doesn't know what it means. And unfortunately, Beatrice, Mabel, and Emmeline were unaware of this language themselves. Although Emmeline, I think, got the idea that sometimes people get in trouble for speaking certain languages and get put into Iron Maidens, etc., etc. But at this point, as Alvin has basically suggested that the drifter go back to find more bodies, as the sailor sort of has a weird interaction with the drifter where he didn't tell him about the presence of La Trovadora. And as Alvin can hear that song whistling on the wind. That is where we ended our last session. Currently, let me do the math on this. Those 3 plus the 2 plus the You guys have 8 graves filled in. 8 of 13. Being Patricia, Vespasian, Mrs. Quimby, a cop, a detective, and these 3 members of the Lost and Golden. Am I count off as far as anybody knows?
I don't do numbers.
That seems correct. So you need to fulfill 5 more graves, but one of the graves already has a name emblazoned on it. That is the name of one James Breton, who is currently whereabouts unknown.
In the wind, as they say.
In the wind. But there's a bounty out on him. And that's what she's here for. So, with that, all that in mind, I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but it's one of those nights we'll all remember together. I will now read the invocation for Blood from a Stone. Chapter 83. We've got to be fast. We were born out of time. Born out of time and alone. And we'll never be as young as we are right now. Running away and running for home. Alvin. I think at this point you probably do need to rest for the night. So we are going to say that you can sort of sleep, finish up your rest as we were sort of doing. Given the Mistwalkers present and the motorcycle driving bats, the gargoyles, and your ghosts. That sleep will more than likely be uninterrupted, but you probably won't be taken by surprise if it is. So I'm going to actually just roll real quick on that front. Actually, would you roll for me, Alvin Theodore? I always want to call him Alvin Tostiger. Anybody know what that's from?
No,
No.
but Google it.
Fine. It's just
It
leave
was
on my
17.
17, huh? All right. You managed to sleep through the night, kind of as a living being needs to do. Your dreams are probably of Morgan Mason, of the horrible moment when she was impaled through the heart by a spiny, demonic tail belonging to a goat-headed demon that sucked your soul dry. You awaken with a start hearing the laughter, the silent telepathic laughter of that creature. But it is probably not even the most intense dream you've ever had, Alvin. In any event, you are in your shed. It is a misty day, but you can tell it is light out. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Alvin gets up and first thing he does is put on his boots and his overalls and looks out the window to see what's going on.
All right. You see a few, I'll say that you can see the sailor and the journalist kind of like chatting sort of over by what remains of that car you guys stole. There might be a few ghosts milling around. They seem to have congregated kind of in one area. A few are sort of just patrolling, looking out. But you don't see anything amiss. You don't see the drifter or the bounty hunter from a cursory glance.
Alvin exits and approaches the you said the journalist and the sailor?
Mm-hmm.
Approaches them and asks, have they brought any more?
The journalist says, no, they've, the drifter has not been back. I'm not sure where he is tonight, but, tell me a little about yourself, Alvin, just for background on who you are. just for the story I'm writing about all this, it would be interesting to know a little about you.
There isn't much to tell. I tend the
Humble.
grounds here.
Mm.
I do appreciate the flowers. They grow different here. It's important to me that it's immaculate.
Can you show me these flowers that grow different?
Very well. Alvin leads him over toward the Dark Lords and Ladies.
All right, you lead him over to the Dark Lords and Ladies' flowers. We'll say that Mabel, Beatrice, and Emmeline, the three of you, are sort of clustered in that area. You witness Alvin leading the journalist, one of these Mistwalker gentlemen, over, and he sort of points out some of the flowers, and this guy just gets down and... Fascinating. I'm actually gonna have him make a nature roll. Oh, they're in very good condition, yet unactivated.
Explain.
Sometimes these flowers are very, Do you have a knife on your person, Mr. Theodore?
I would say that
Yeah, I'm sure you got a utility knife or something.
absolutely have a knife, yeah.
Would you
he has
mind? Would you mind? Just so I can demonstrate. Would you mind just cutting your thumb and just dripping a bit of blood on one of these flowers? Mabel?
Would we be familiar with this type of a thing? Would we have
Make
seen
a
this?
nature roll, Mabel.
10. Hold on. Let me see if I 10.
No. You're unfamiliar with this.
Just checking.
Alvin asks, does it have to be my thumb?
No. Just a little
Why would
drop
you-
of blood.
Suggest my thumb. I
No, seems like an easy...
work with my thumbs.
I'm so sorry. You don't have to do it at all.
I am a curious man. And he just cuts right on the top of his hand, ever so slightly.
Sure. Some blood drips down onto the flower, and you notice the journalist is sort of standing there, like as if ready to run away, but the blood, nothing happens.
What were you hoping for?
Hoping for that, but the point is, this kind of flower has it occasionally can have certain properties where it is it craves blood. This flower.
I don't quite understand, but you are peculiar folk.
We're there. We're hearing this.
Yeah,
right?
you're here for all of this.
Does it have a name?
Does the flower have a name?
A name?
It is called, well, you knew what it was.
It's the Dark Lords and Ladies.
Yeah, Mr. Theodore had said it, yes.
No, I mean, does it have a name like a girl's name?
Like a girl's name?
Yeah. You know, like you name all the flowers.
Oh, no. Perhaps no, he just sort of, like, shakes his head and sort of nods to Alvin and walks away, and he's just writing down something in his journal as he does this.
Peculiar man.
Is your hand all right, sir? Would you like me to bandage it up for you?
I should be fine. It's not too deep.
Sir, if you don't mind me saying, you might want to have one of us standing by these flowers. I'll volunteer, one of us will, but I might say that we're better suited maybe to help you out directly. So you might want to get one of them over there to stand near these flowers to make sure they don't do anything mischievous.
Yeah,
Having
since
to do with
we're
blood.
dead, we don't have any blood to spill.
Right, but we can watch them. One of us.
That
But
too,
I just
yes.
want to be at your disposal, Alvin. All things considered.
It's quite forward of you using Sarah's first name like that.
Sorry. I just figured we've been through a lot at this point.
Alvin's fine.
Oh, thank you, Master Theod, Alvin.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Alvin, sir.
I don't think we need to watch the flowers. I know them well. Well enough to know there's nothing activated about them.
Fair's fair.
Alvin wants to just, take a look, like, kind of survey the grounds from where he can see right now.
Sure.
What's going on?
Make a perception roll then, Alvin.
It's an 18 plus 6. It's 24.
24. The ghosts seem to be on patrol. The only thing you notice, and it is mildly amiss, although the ghosts kind of seem to have walked out of it, so perhaps it's not that unexpected. The main tower in the middle of the main tower in the middle of the place, the one where Agnes saved you so long ago, the door, like the rear door on the side of it, is ajar.
Did one of you open the door on the tower?
Did we?
Did one of us open it?
I don't think any of you have gone to the tower, no.
No, sir, none of us have gone to the tower.
No, sir.
Tell me, does Lady Joan live there? Tell me about her.
And this is something all of you can answer. But would you all please give me a history roll? You'll all have some information, but let's see if anybody can sort of say a little bit more.
14.
14.
11.
11.
Oh, hold on. Let's... 12.
12. You all know that Lady Joan, that is her place of rest. She's buried there.
We will convey this.
Has Alvin, would he have seen her place of rest, being the groundskeeper? Would he know where it is?
You believe that you have probably been in there. I don't know that you specifically know that it's Lady Jones. You know that there is a more ornate sort of crypt on one of the higher levels. Probably not. Can a crypt be above grounds? Maybe a crypt. I don't know if crypt is a word that always means below. Point being, it is
Like a mausoleum.
It's a mausoleum,
above-
but this is a higher level. There's a there's a thing.
It's tall grave.
Tall grave, y'all. Tall grave, y'all grave.
The mausoleum on Millionaire's Row. Millionaire's Row.
Precisely. So.
I think I know where she rests. I'd like to see who left that door open. It's not supposed to be that way. And Alvin would like to approach, and you're welcome to join.
Of course, sir.
Yes,
Right
sir.
behind you.
Anything you need.
And I'm like super close behind him.
Wonderful. Alvin, as you get closer, you notice in the grass, about 5 or 6 feet away from the door, you notice a small, like wooden toy, maybe like just like 2 or just a feet, maybe 3 or 4 inches long. a small little toy.
He'd like to pick it up and examine it.
The toy is a statue of a horse.
Is there any significance that Alvin would know?
Make a history roll, Alvin. Man, I'm calling for a lot of history tonight. History's the mystery, am I right, folks? Okay.
Oh boy.
Boo.
Yee.
It's a 10, so.
It seems very old-fashioned or kind of rustic almost. And it seems to have just like fallen on the grass.
Did one of you notice this being left here?
Do any of us recognize the toy?
None of you would recognize the toy. It seems like some thing a humble person could have made here or there.
No, sir.
Seems quite common enough, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps a child has gotten lost in the tower. We'd better investigate.
Yes, sir. That's what you wish.
Right.
That's quite prudent, sir. Shall one of us go ahead of you just in case there is some kind of danger in there, sir?
Very well.
I'll go first, sir. I can go first, sir. I will gladly risk my life for you, sir. Well, on life. My second life.
Good on you, Beatrice. Getting
Alright.
one in with the Lord.
All right, so as you enter,
I'd say she's rather transparent, ain't she?
as you all enter, I'm a couple minutes late, but oh well.
Yeah, baby!
Oh no. Why? We didn't do anything.
In the distance, that is actually very true and accurate. You hear the rumbling of thunder in the distance.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems to me like we should keep going. If there's a child, then we might want to get it out of there before any storm comes along.
If there's a child, we might want to talk to the parents. What are they doing in
yes,
the graveyard?
Let's really figure out where the child is so we can return it to its parents. I'm looking ahead for anything that looks like a child.
Understood. Beatrice, make a perception roll. Are all three of you going in before Alvin, or is he like in the middle of you? How is this working?
I will step in front of Alvin as well, but behind Beatrice. Oh no. Dan?
The one. I just rolled a 1 on the die. Like,
Beatrice,
why?
Wait,
I
no.
will take up the rear.
okay. Mabel, what did you roll?
A 13. I thought it was
Yeah,
an 18.
baby.
Ew.
Please roll your D13 for me.
Wait, what was the thing that I was rolling for?
Perception.
Are we all rolling perception?
So
You don't
it's
have
actually-
to. They just were choosing to.
It is a 15
Okay.
in total, but I rolled a nat 13.
All right, Mabel. Beatrice. I'm actually gonna say a nat 1. This is maybe too punishing for this. A 5 on the D13.
Yeah.
Okay. Beatrice,
If it
this
makes
is
you feel any better, Philip, I also have a +0 to perception.
all right. So here's basically what's gonna happen. You, as Beatrice kind of like goes in, Beatrice goes full steam, like into like a wooden beam that like kind of smacks her in the head. But there is a strange thing that happens in response to that. Beatrice, as you sort of, like, it's almost like her head smacks and then passes into the wooden beam, and she stops there just frozen.
Oh.
She's frozen, like, with her head, like, stuck in a beam, just kind of, like, stunned there for a moment. Beatrice?
So, like, am I, like, can I, like, move and talk what's happening, or I'm just, like, stunned?
At this moment, you are stunned.
Okay.
Mabel, you look around, and actually you're 15 at this point. You look in here, and you do see a few sort of like footsteps that look maybe a little more fresh in the dust and such, leading up the staircase to
What
the
size
side.
are these footprints?
Not a child size.
Okay.
Look about adult size, but and there's more than one set, but you're with your 50. Your eyes are drawn to Beatrice, and now Alvin's kind of right behind, and you can see that Beatrice seems like her eyes are kind of bugged, but it does seem like her like at the edge of this, her head is just like passed into it. It is almost like solidifying within it.
Beatrice? And can I like wait? If I touch Alvin, does my hand like go through him?
No, you are corporeal apparitions.
Okay, just check. I'll like hold, like keep him from going further, and
What?
say, Beatrice, are you all right? Oh well, this is new. She normally never shuts up. Something is wrong.
Beatrice, could you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Oh no!
Oh no. Here we go.
Beat the
That's
Lord.
9.
A 9. So in response to this, like Beatrice, like kind of like is maybe like partially turning to you, and you actually see like her head like beginning to sort of warp in a strange fashion, as if like she's interacting with this space in a rather dangerous way. Beatrice, I am going to have you take. I did roll. I rolled all the stars in that, so please take 6 points of damage.
Did we recover hit points from the fight? Like, did we also rest?
So a cool thing about ghosts is that
We don't.
you can take a short rest. You can
Okay.
like you can spend hit points, but you can't like you don't get like the traditional healing. So you can like spend hit dice to get points back. And I suppose if you
Okay.
wanted to rest, you could have done so.
Yeah, I mean, we would have been. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. All right. So you said you rolled 6.
I did roll 6 though, so you take 6 points of damage from your head just kind of. But Mabel,
Cool.
this looks bad. This looks like a bad situation.
This looks like a bad situation.
What has happened to Beatrice?
I'm not quite sure, sir. I've not seen this before, but there are. Okay, stop moving, Beatrice. I'm gonna need you to hold still. Right. All right. Stop. Put your tongue back in your mouth. It's not ladylike, right? Okay, Alvin, sir, Alvin. There's footprints going up the stairs, but there's something strange going on here.
Maybe
Would
we
you let-
better call Agnes.
All right.
Agnes. He yells Agnes.
Agnes will come. Beatrice may need help sort of more directly. I understand you guys aren't sure what happened. I'll tell you what. As it happens, Agnes can get to you pretty quickly. Sir, you've called for me, sir. What has happened to Beatrice, sir?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, we should probably pull her out of there, shouldn't we?
Oh, well, I'm not sure because she tried to turn her head and now her face is all wonked up.
Well, I don't think we could make things worse.
I mean, you can always make things worse.
I think we should pull as hard as we can.
Oh, Beatrice, we're gonna yank you off, all right?
Alvin, you have pretty good strength, right?
Yes.
Are Emmeline or Mabel have any sort of strength at all?
That is a good question.
Oh, I don't know. I have a +1.
Okay. I need everyone to make an athletics roll to try to pull this guy free.
My athletics not quite good.
I'll roll one for Agnes as well. We just need.
Did you roll 13, Zane?
Yeah, baby.
Oh no!
I rolled a 16.
I rolled a 10.
16. What does the
Well,
13
a
get
9.
you to, Zane?
18.
18.
Oh, nice.
All right. What'd you roll on your D13?
Oh, reroll. A 6.
A 6. All right. I will say that the rolls were generally high enough that you guys are able to yank Beatrice out, and there's this strange moment where her head sort of like. But then once she's been pulled out, it's almost like bling, kind of. There's almost a rubbery or gelatinous quality as her head kind of seems to like go back, and then suddenly she's just there. She does seem to have kind of like, actually, no, there's no mark at all. She seems pretty like a little out of it, and Beatrice, it's kind of like a really bad, ice cream headache suddenly hit you, but she seems to be there.
You're all right.
All right.
Ow, my head had something terrible. Thank you all for pulling me out.
You're welcome.
How did that occur, Beatrice?
I don't know, sir. I was just walking, and then next thing I knew, it felt like I was. You know how like when you're playing an instrument and you hold a note for a long time. It was like that, but like when you hit your head on the wall, but then like the way that like you hold a note of music, the pain of hitting my head held for a long time.
You should be
That's
more.
what it's like whenever we talk to you.
You should be more cautious in here, Beatrice. This is
Yes,
where
ma'am.
this is where we typically serve. So
Yes, ma'am.
you might this structure. She holds a hand up towards the wall, then sort of pulls it back. It might not remember that we have other business right now, rightful business
Yes, ma'am.
outside. Be more cautious.
Of course, ma'am.
Is there something you require in here, sir? She says to Alvin.
I noticed the door was left open, and I found this. Perhaps there's a child lost inside the tower.
I haven't seen no child, sir. But perhaps, sir. You should be cautious searching it, though, sir.
For what reason?
Well, perhaps you don't need to, sir, although last time I was in here with you, sir, you nearly fell off the top, sir.
And you did save me.
Yes, sir. Well, you whistled, sir.
I did. There are footsteps, Mabel has told us.
Oh, I see them, sir. That is strange, sir, but I don't know who those are.
Is it dangerous for you all to be in here?
They will serve you, sir, even if it is dangerous, sir. I will go and oversee the others. She nods to you and steps out.
I've already died once. Face the greatest fear, So,
An interesting thing for you to say, Mabel, because you say that and you understand it's true. They've talked about you being dead. But your mind goes naturally towards...
oh no.
Towards what?
Toward my death.
Yes. But that, for you, as it is for Beatrice and Emmeline, you don't quite remember that.
How much do we remember leading up to a moment of our death?
Not much. Not much.
Well,
Interesting.
except I don't remember much about
Does
my
it bother us that
my
we
death.
can't remember it?
That is entirely up to you. It's probably not something you've dwelt on many times before, but now that it's happening, it certainly might be a feeling of, right.
Yeah.
Our
Perhaps it was
death.
such a traumatic event that it's better off that we don't remember it.
Or maybe it was so lovely that our brains are trying to preserve it.
I don't quite think that's how you preserve things, but I figure if I'm not supposed to remember it, then it's probably best that I don't.
Right.
Well, I mean, sometimes you preserve things by putting them in the back of the cupboard and forgetting about them for a while. So maybe that's what our minds are doing with the memories of our deaths.
No, that's
Like
not
wine.
how you preserve things.
Exactly
That's
like
how you
wine.
make a biohazard.
Well, either way, we're happy to do whatever you need. Like I said, we face death whether we remember it or not, so might as well meet it again. Well, rather not, but
Well, perhaps I'd better go first. And Alvin wants to follow the footsteps to see what's been out of place.
Very good. So as you begin heading up the stairs... God, Alvin, what is your passive perception now? It's really high, right?
It's 16.
16. You head up and you don't notice anyone sort of directly, but you can tell that more than one person has come up these steps probably recently. And you find yourself coming to one of those sort of higher levels. It is in fact the one that has Lady Jones, or the coffin you assume belongs to Lady Joan, where she is interred in a sort of stone carved casket, I guess. What is it when it's like like a carved stone thing in the ground, and there's a body in that.
A sarcophagus?
Is that a sarcophagus, even in not Egyptian terms? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's generally considered a sarcophagus.
So there is.
Or
a,
is that a tomb?
Might be too.
No.
What the point is? There's a stone box on one of these floors that's like carved in,
That's
and you
stone
believe
box.
that's where Lady Joan
Yeah,
is.
a sarcophagus is just a stone coffin,
Then there you
especially adorned with sculptures or inscriptions or whatever.
Ah, this one is not so adorned, but we'll call it sarcophagus. So, you know that's the floor, and you believe people are on this floor. It is not the highest
Technically,
floor.
it means flesh-eating stone.
I
so-
did know that part because of Vegas, because of all those. Yeah. So
So you said, I know that people are on that floor? Is that what you said?
you believe some of the footsteps head off on that floor and are not going up so much.
Alvin would like to follow the footsteps
Okay.
on that floor.
There's a door.
I will follow immediately after him.
Okay. Mabel and Beatrice.
Yes,
and
we're
Emmeline
going
are
quite right after him.
Understood. As you guys sort of walk up, and no one is. I guess sometimes I should be merciful even in the horror game. Are we going stealthily? Or are we just walking and
Let's
chatting?
definitely go.
I'm following Mr. Alvin's lead.
Yes.
Alvin,
Whatever.
are you-
I'll be stealthy.
Are you sneaking, Alvin, or are you just walking up?
I feel like he's a quiet guy in general, so people wouldn't necessarily notice his presence.
So he's not aggressive. He's not like tiptoe sneak, but he's not talking. Okay, that's fine. You get to the door. It is closed.
Alvin would like to listen to see if there's anything he can hear through the door.
Make a perception check.
I'm scared.
Not, I got faith in the Lord to help us get through this.
All right, all right.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You actually do hear a couple of voices speaking very softly. You can't make out what they're saying, but there's some speech happening on the other side of the door.
Is there any quality to the voices that might be notable? Like, is it like, sound like women or men, or can you not tell?
I'll say with a 20, you believe you hear at least one woman's voice. You're not sure. There may only be one voice talking even, but you're not sure about the other. But you think you do hear a woman talking.
Alvin knocks on the door.
The voice stops.
Are you lost? Hello.
Oh no, not lost. Not lost at all. A woman's voice. Please come in. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Come in. I just taking refuge from the day and the night and the
Alvin opens the door.
All right. There seems to be a little bit of movement, but now sort of stepping forward, kind of eyeing you. Is this woman? She has a kind of like at her sort of side, she seems to sit down, is this massive pack of just goods. Little trinkets and such things. And in fact, you almost feel like perhaps a little toy might have fallen off of a peddler's pack such as this. She has this sort of scarf around her neck. This is actually a woman who viewers have seen once before. When she picked up a gentleman named Francis, a woman named Sarah, and an angelic gentleman named Etienne, and gave them a ride out of Merkshire. But now she's here. I'm that's fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be.
No, it's quite all right. This is a public space.
Oh.
I'm Alvin. I tend to the grounds here. and he asks, "Is this horse yours?"
Oh, I am so sorry if I've I hate to you know, kind of cause any clutter anywhere. Yes, that is, I think that's one of mine. I am so sorry if I dropped that. I was in a bit of a hurry. I think I was just trying to find a warm place. I'm so sorry.
Quite all right. What brings you here to the tower?
Oh, just coming weather. Just wanted to get out of the storm. Oh, look at your friends. Hello. She sort of sees Beatrice and Mabel and Emmeline back there.
Hello.
Hello, Mom.
Oh?
Would any of you like to purchase anything? I peddle my wares. But also, you can keep that horse if you'd like it. Just a little whittling, nothing. But I have all sorts of things. I have pots, I have brushes, I have all sorts of I've got little bags, all sorts of trinkets if you'd like to purchase something.
So what's your name, Mom?
I don't have any cash. Any coins on me.
Oh, that's all right. I can make all sorts of deals. I'm just a simple peddler. That's all I am.
And your name is?
Oh, you can call me the peddler.
Oh, they all go by something like that.
They all do.
Yeah,
Alvin?
we've got so many of them in around.
Are you guys
now,
entering the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Well-
following Alvin's lead.
Well, yeah, if Alvin goes in.
Oh.
Yeah, just stepping into the doorway.
Well, come on in. I can share some. I have some bread if you want a little snack. That would be my gift to you if you want to have a bite with me here. Huh?
Oh, well, I don't think we quite eat, Mom.
Oh, don't you?
Why do you look so nervous?
Oh, just was expecting. It's been a long day. That's all, dear.
You were expecting someone else?
It's not but the morning, ma'am. Is everything all right?
I was expecting someone else. We both were. She sort of turns and kind of like closing the door behind you all. There's this very large figure, this very big guy with this kind of like he's got like a broken nose. He's probably about 6'4", 6'5". He's like beefy but zero definition. Okay, Dan, I need you to understand this. This guy has mass but no definition. This is a leading man from like the 1950s. You understand?
Yeah.
And he actually he's wearing like a tank top that's pretty like stained, and on his hands, a pair of just leather boxing gloves. As he's kind of just closing the door behind you guys.
You came out of nowhere.
Sorry, miss, I didn't want to startle anybody.
And what's your name?
I am just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told. So don't worry about that. Please take a seat, have some bread with us. We're just waiting around. I got a can of beans if you want that too.
No, what are you waiting around for?
Just some friends of ours. Don't worry about it, ma'am.
This is a resting spot for the sacred dead. It's ill for the dead to rest here.
Also, if
Respectful
you
it
have
is.
beans and bread, you really got to toast it.
Right. Beans on toast. Only way to have it.
I will say that Mabel, Beatrice, and Emmeline, now that you're in this room, the sarcophagus in the middle of the room does bear a certain significance to you. That is Lady Joan's tomb.
Oh.
You know you serve.
And we,
Like,
I mean, we knew it was there, right?
You did, but perhaps amidst the stuff you didn't. It's interesting. None of you, like, now that you're in this chamber, you're kind of walking, it's weird. None of you feel, like, super clear about... Like, you don't really remember being in here.
It's like remembering a dream.
Sort of like that, yes. But now that you're in it and seeing it, you guys all sort of pause as you feel Lady Joan's presence.
What does the presence feel like? Like, get out of here, or...
It feels... Good question. Actually, would you roll me a D20, Lauren? Maybe it'll be a 13. That'll be rad. That'll be
No.
rad.
That'd be
16.
stellar.
16. The presence...
I don't know if that's good or bad.
The presence does not feel... There's no real negative emotion to it, but there's definitely like a stirring in the room. All three of you feel that. Something waking.
I turn to Alvin. I go, Sal, I think it's bad omens and bad fortunes to be in here. So I don't think it's doesn't seem quite right to me, sir.
We should get out.
For what reason?
I felt something.
Ill humor's on the wind, sir.
Something's not quite right, sir. Do I trust? Can I roll to see if I trust the peddler and the?
Absolutely. Make a roll on the peddler and the boxer. When you guys are saying this, they're like exchanging a look, and they both seem to be like, okay, weird.
What kind of? I just straight up roll.
Oh, I'm so sorry. An insight roll. Many apologies.
And it just feels like these vibes are coming from like Lady Joan or something, not from the peddler and the.
It is Lady Joan that all three of you
17.
are getting a bad vibe on. With a 17, I'll say this: you are sure they are not the source of this like unwelcome feeling. You're got this like eerie feeling, but
Okay.
they are definitely up to something, and they were definitely expecting someone else. And when Alvin showed up, they moved, and the boxer got to the other side, and they were just trying to box, kind of. They're very nervous about all of you being here for sure.
I think we all ought to leave, sir.
We should.
The boxer's sort of
Those two. I think you two ought to leave as well.
boxer's leaning
Not
against
right,
the door.
yeah.
No, I think we got to stay here. Sorry.
No, I don't think so.
You can stay here. We're getting out.
Is that true? He looks over at Alvin. Are you guys? You want to go?
I do trust my friends. They do have a connection to this place that is unique, unlike you or I. And if they have a feeling they shouldn't be here, it's probably best that none of us are here.
I get it. Well, if it happens, he looks over to the peddler, and she looks back at him. Oh, she doesn't roll very well at all. You all hear her sort of, she's trying to whisper, trying to just mouth something, but you all kind of notice as she just says to the boxer, kind of pointing to Alvin, and says, KO.
People don't know what that means, though.
So with
None of
that,
us know what that
I don't,
means.
yeah, Mabel, Beatrice, and Emmeline will not know. Alvin, my dear friend, for the slang of it, roll me just, I don't know, a history or just an intelligence check or whatever. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what it would be, but just give me one of those.
I mean, if a history, it's just a flat, but could it be a survival?
It could probably not be a survival, because this is very much if you know what a term means. So it has to be intelligence-based, methinks.
It would just be an 11.
I'll tell you what. I won't give you a chance to stop it, but I will say you have enough awareness that he doesn't roll at advantage. And he is trying to, he's trying to do the sweet science here anyway. As he sort of is, he's Alvin, you're kind of turning around just as his wind up haymaker is coming for you, because he doesn't want to kill you with this punch. He literally wants to KO you. So let's see how the boxer's gonna box. Okay, Alvin. Is your armor class lower than a 19?
Yes.
All right. All right. And I am going to... God, he needs these points for later to kill the drifter or something, but he's gonna add one extra. He's gonna add two.
Spoilers.
That's what his
That's
plan
a
is.
great deal of trouble.
He's gonna do... God, all right. Health, I'll spend 3. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. Will. Plus 5 is 14. Will 20 points take you to 0? Or do you have more than 20 hit points? All right, so basically, this guy just like... And in fact, our camera for a moment goes real Guy Ritchie, and Alvin just gets clobbered in the head by this guy. And the whole world just like falls, kind of like it's like the camera like moving with him down as Alvin just like falls down to the mat. Alvin, you were actually not making death saves. You are simply unconscious. You are simply knocked out. But the boxer... Yeah, go ahead, Alvin.
Does that affect HP?
Your HP is 0.
Okay, got it.
Now, perhaps sometimes when it was not intended to be lethal damage, you can recover it a little faster. But in this case, this was just a... So Alvin just like... I mean, Alvin, you see stars. It's like, it's a... And he just goes down. At this point, the boxer, though, sees these 3 ghosts here. And says, all right, like I said, kind of trying to lay low here. Sorry, guys. Let's roll for initiative for everyone. Before Alvin. And Alvin, I'm sorry, but you are down for the count here.
That's okay. He needed a little bit of rest.
Poor
Okay.
Poor boxer.
18.
18. Pretty damn
As
good.
well.
18 for Beatrice and Mabel. Who wants to go first between you two?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay.
What did you get, Emmeline?
12.
12 for Emmeline. Guys, that's not terrible. All right, Mr. Boxer. Bro, come on. Gotta go before these ghosts, if nothing else. And then, how are you doing, Miss Peddler? You're gonna do some shenanigans for me? No. She'll do a little bit of shenanigans, but not that much. Okay, Mabel. As the boxer is like kind of like turning back to you guys, like, sorry, you actually can spring into action. He's a little off, like kind of like his, it's boxing's all about your feet. Fun fact. So because of that punch, he's a little off kilter. So like you get initiative as he's kind of like, getting his weight back onto the right foot after that. Because he just like laid it all out. That was a like wah, 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 boom, to Alvin.
Right. Okay. So I'd like to take an unarmed strike toward him.
Okay.
Just straight up, right in his face.
As well
Scullery
you
Maiden made me rather strong.
I love it. All right, roll it.
Okay. That is a 15.
15 does not hit this guy's armor class.
Frickin'.
You come up and he even as you come up, you take a swing and he like bats it down with a glove. And he's like, okay, yeah, all right, it's not bad. More, you gotta. It's the spin though. That's where you get the power from. It's the torque. Beatrice, you're
up. I'm gonna do like okay. Do I have like my mason hammer on me?
I think so. That's fine.
All right. Then as I
pull it out of some big apron pocket. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. And as I rush towards this guy and try to hit him, I say, "Lady Joan, please help us. We're trying to get out of here safe and sound like you want us to." And I'll try and hit him.
Oh. Okay. Make a charisma roll on that point.
Natural 20 for a 22.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll on this gentleman.
Oh boy. Well, that attack is a 9, so I assume that will not hit.
The attack does not hit, but you've done something else. But, at that point... Aye. Alright, you call out for Lady Joan. That's actually interesting because the peddler, hearing that, she was about to try to do some stuff to Ghost, but she's gonna be like, what was that bad? She reaches into her bags and she pulls out sort of some kind of like some weird spell thing, and she actually kind of looks over at the boxer, and she is going to basically Bless gives you saving throws, right? D4 in your saving throws. I think it does. I think it's saving throws and
Attacker saving throw, yeah.
yeah. She's gonna bless herself at the boxer, which is gonna be rough for when the boxer punches you guys. But she is just like, she's I think she's probably like, okay, I saw the name on that, so okay. So she's and the boxer's kind of, you know, like, whoa, all right, yeah, here we go. But she's sort of doing that, and she's just in kind of a more defensive-y position. Emmeline, it is your turn.
Can I try to do some sort of acrobatic shtick to get up on his back so I can try to gouge out his eyes?
Sure. Make an acrobatics roll against. That'll be. You can kind of do this as a like. We'll let you sort of attempt to grapple him basically, but I'll let you try with acrobatics to grapple. This will be he gets to roll his athletics against it.
16 plus 4 is it 20?
Ooh, he rolls a natural 1. So as it happens, you actually are able to get onto him. You won't do him any damage, but if you can be like kind of like half blinding him, and he'll be like, "Hey, whoa, hold on, who turned out the lights?" I mean, I obviously the one on my back.
I'm holding onto his back like a monkey and making sure he can't see anything.
Hey, he's like, I got no grip with these gloves. You know, he's trying to like peel your hands off. Yeah. Great.
Emmeline turned out the lights.
It is his turn. He can't see you, so this one will be at disadvantage. Emmeline, will you make another acrobatics roll yourself? This is for you to... He's going to try to basically...
If I can hold on.
Yeah.
15.
Son, that's sad.
15.
15. Gonna have him roll twice on this. Do you want to roll again, or you want to keep that? He gets 2 tries at this, basically. So if you want to hang on to that, if you like that roll, basically if that roll is higher, if you rolled higher than like 11 on the dice, you should keep it mathematically, or you could try again.
I guess I'll keep it.
You'll keep it? Okay. He's rolling at advantage because he can't see you. He rolls a 2 and a 1. You have him totally blinded. So he is just like moving around, like punching the air like a fool. So that's good. Alvin, you're on the ground, unconscious. But now a thing happens that was going to happen much later, if at all, based on observation. Instead, at this initiative count here, towards the end, because it's this round, Beatrice, Mabel, and Emmeline, the 3 of you, Emmeline, you on the boxer's like back, all of you freeze as you feel the temperature drop, and you feel the hateful, deathly speech of a specter calling out, "Who leaves my service?" And this dark, shadowy, kind of like necrotic cloud rises from the tomb. The form of Lady Joan, her face, it is this cold black flame that you see from the shadows that comprise her. She's just... She's looking in absolute rage at all of you. And as she sees you, Beatrice, as you're the one who called out to her, she will say, "You were meant to serve me forever."
Yes, Mom. Yes, of course.
Yes, Mom.
Can everyone in the room... Actually, Alvin, you don't have to. You're unconscious.
No.
You're fine. The other 3, would you all please make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, goodness. Fuck me.
4?
4?
Yeah.
Beatrice?
19.
19. Emmeline?
Well, it's 14.
But...
But...
Very fun. Oh my gosh.
I have a +1 to wisdom. No.
And please roll a d13. Oh, you probably don't have your d13.
I
handy.
can do a D13 on Google. I almost packed it, and then it was like, I'm not gonna pack it and hope that I just don't.
However,
If you need me to, I volunteer as tribute to roll
No,
one.
Dan, I don't trust you at all. I'm doing
it's
it
funny
myself.
though, because the other thing is
Back off.
I'm 10 minutes late on this one, but it's actually
No, are we having timed movements on the clock? Well, I rolled a 7.
a 7. Okay, so no thing happens, but there does seem to be something. In fact, you guys outside hear the storm going. All right, Emmeline and Beatrice.
We're
two of
counting
you-
down to a dread storm. That's
Emmeline and Beatrice, both of you take 5 points of psychic damage as the rage of Lady Joan sort of like goes
Was
into
that
your
Mabel
brain.
and Emmeline, or because I got a 19?
Beatrice and Emmeline take 5. Mabel, you take 10.
Oh, well.
I know.
of psychic
Mm-hmm.
damage.
How many hit points do you have right now, Mabel?
I have 15.
Okay,
I'm
so
good.
you're down to 5. I mean, you're not great, but she's like, yeah, and there is this dark, this dark feeling as she's trying to like dominate all of you.
I'm sorry, it was 10, right?
It was 10 that you take. Yes, I'm very sorry.
Okay. Fair enough.
So the boxer
Quite upsetting.
passes, and the oh god, she still fucking fails. All right, I gotta roll a con save for her. Bless. Natural 20. All right, whatever. So Oxford file, 10. All right, but her spell is still up for her in the boxer. All right, but Lady Joan is furious, and she's sort of blaming you all. And at this moment, story beat. Mabel and Beatrice and Emmeline, each of you have a flash of being. You're maybe not remembering the moment of your death, but you're remembering things leading up to it, where you and the 10 others, as you are buried alive within this tower, to serve her forever.
No wonder I'm claustrophobic.
Yes. In fact, you realize that if you were to go to the lowest level of this tower, you would find your own bodies behind a wall, just all sort of clung together.
Do we have the sense that we volunteered for this?
I'm gonna say you probably... That's actually a trickier question. Make an insight roll, Emmeline.
Yeah, definitely roll a 13 on this inside roll.
Never.
That would be great.
I rolled a 3.
You're like, yeah, I guess we probably volunteered. This all seems above board.
Yeah, for sure.
But that is what you all remember.
Sure.
So, Mabel, top of the round, is your turn.
Who is the most prevalent threat? Is it Lady Joan or the boxer?
At this point, the boxer seems to be completely thwarted by the ghost girl on his back. The most prominent threat is Lady Joan, to be sure. Mabel, I will say one other thing. At this point, so Alvin's on the ground, that's a shame, but also the boxer is no longer blocking the door.
Okay, can I try to grab Alvin to drag him out the door?
Sure, make an athletics roll.
Oh boy.
Get your master out of here.
A 4. A 4.
4. You begin pulling him across the ground, but okay, we'll say it's not you won't suffer any stuff. You reach for him, but you sort of move quickly and you step, and Mabel, your foot passes into the ground and is stuck there for a moment. You kind of like you pull it free and you get hold of Alvin. You remember that pulling was the thing, but you realize like, oh wait, like maybe around Lady Joan we really are more like ghosts. Like, uh-oh.
Okay.
So you pull Alvin maybe like 6 inches, but you're not at the door, and Lady Joan is still here, and the darkness continues. Beatrice, what would you like to do?
I would also like to go try and pull Mr. Alvin out the door.
Okay.
Get him out of danger's way.
Make an athletics check yourself.
That was out of the thing. Oh, okay, that's a dirty 20.
All right, so you manage to kind of like, you like with Mabel, you manage to grab him, and with a 20, I will say that you actually are able to get him to the door. And you can open the door. You're moving at half speed, so basically you, Mabel, and Mabel's a little further behind. I'll maybe allow kind of a little of her movement could have gone, but you've basically got Alvin to the door and the door open, but that is where your turn will end.
All right.
Great. And with your 20, you've managed, you're very carefully like, don't bump into wall, don't bump into stuff, touch door handle as little as possible. Yeah, exactly. All right, the peddler's going to go. Noticing that, God, she is going to, she's just gonna run over and like grab hold of Alvin, and try to like keep him, like kind of like hold him. She just doesn't want you getting out, and she goes, "You got to understand, you can't leave. I'm so sorry. You can stay, or you can get." Actually, you may not want to stay, but you're probably gonna. I'm so sorry. You should have just had some bread with me. She's readying an action. Seems of an offensive nature. Emmeline, you are still on the boxer, but Lady Joan has gotten in your head. It was very painful. What would you like to do?
I'm by the door.
You are not by the door. You're on the boxer's back, and he's kind of stumbling around the room, saying, like, who turned out the lights? I can't see anything. What is this, my bachelor party? I don't know what that was.
So I'm on the boxer, and Lady Joan's quite angry. And the peddler is shaming us for not eating her bread. And both of my friends have failed to secure Alvin.
They have him. It's just somebody else is trying to get him now.
Can I try to convince the boxer to help us drag him out of the room, and maybe try to trick him into helping by
deceiving him?
Yes.
You can make a deception roll, but actually go ahead, roll the deception roll. Here's how I want to do this more for these charisma things, rather than have them say a thing, have them say a plan, and then roll back. So basically, roll your deception. What do we roll?
Convince him that I'm the peddler.
I get it.
Okay, that's 18.
18. You doubt you could convince him that. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little insight in this. With an 18 of deception, there's no way you're going to tell him you're the peddler. You're the crazy, you're the crazy medieval servant woman on his back. But you could probably convince him that ghost will kill all of you if he doesn't get out of the room.
Oh yes. But we have to get Alvin out of the room in order to make sure the ghost doesn't hunt us all down.
Okay. So you can tell him that.
Yes.
All right. He'll roll an insight roll in response, and he
needs to get everyone out of this room.
He very sadly doesn't get his D4 on his insight roll, because that's not what Bless does. I say very sadly for your purposes. I do, however, roll a 19 on the die.
No.
I'm very sorry, because I liked the idea of that. But as you're sort of saying, you got to get Alvin out. I'm gonna roll another one. Hold on. Roll an insight roll.
I'm
real quick.
still holding on.
Roll an insight roll.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Alright, that's a 17. That's an 18.
Alright, in response, he goes, okay, fine, yeah, sure, but you gotta let go of my eyes. You don't believe him. Alright, so you don't let go of his eyes?
No.
And he's like, alright, fair enough. And he's going to...
I don't trust you, you don't trust me.
And rather than simply trying to simply, like wrestle you off again, he says, I try never to hit a girl, but, sometimes. And he's just he's going to blind punch backwards at you.
Oh, I thought he was gonna, work me into the wall.
Nah, he doesn't want to hurt his own back. But he's gonna blind punch back at where he thinks your head is. Okay. does a 14 hit your armor class?
Probably.
Oh, that's right. You guys are probably really low on that sort of thing.
Yeah, it hits for sure.
All right. Oh, I rolled double ones. You take 7 points of damage as he pops you in the head.
No. I didn't know you could see stars indoors.
I'm going to give you the option of letting go of him if you want to at this point, or you suspect he's going to try to punch you again.
Well, if he's gonna try to punch me again, I'm going to hop off.
Okay, so you kind of you use a thing to hop off, and he can now see. He sort of turns
Can I
around.
hop off towards the door?
Sure, you can kind of hop off in the direction of the door. He sort of turns around and sees all the ghosts at the door with the guy and her, and kind of seeing Beatrice and Mabel there. He'll kind of head over and be like, you guys can run, but you gotta leave him here. And then the peddler's like, they can't go, they'll call in more, they'll let the others know. And he's like, oh, okay, sorry. And he's gonna punch either Mabel or Beatrice. Evens Mabel, odds Beatrice. Mabel, he's gonna punch in the face. How are you doing hit points wise?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Not super great.
Not super
You
great.
know.
I'm
Okay.
down to 1. If it makes you feel
All right, so
Oh boy.
all right, so Mabel, the boxer does punch you.
Right.
With a pretty bad jab. He's like, all right, sorry, you can't go. Smacks you in the face. Mabel. There's this moment where Beatrice and Emmeline, you actually see Mabel's body kind of flying back. I guess I should roll the damage just to... You know what? I'll let you make death saves in this circumstance. That's fine. He's going to do 14. What's your max HP?
15.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're knocked out. And for a moment, you see a spectral Mabel almost separating, but the body does land, and she's kind of just lolling on the ground, kind of can attempt some saves here in a moment. But she
So I am at 0.
You're
right?
at 0, so you are down. Okay. Yeah, but you are hard down. But that's the boxer there. At this point, Lady Joan, hey, Lauren, I'll be mean to you. Could you please roll a d6 for me? Let's see if Lady Joan recharges her horrible psychic burst.
Luckily, I grabbed them earlier. Okay. 5.
A 5. She doesn't recharge, so that means she can only go for 1. She is going to, seeing Beatrice there, she kind of floats towards Beatrice in the box. She's like, "Hey!" And the peddler's like, "Yeah." But she says, "You should still be below, serving me. How dare you answer the summons of another?" She comes for you. Okay, that's going to be a 23 to hit. I'm sorry, Beatrice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good night.
Lady Joan. How many hit points do you have, Beatrice?
How much? Roll the damage.
All right. Well, the damage would be 8.
Oh, then I'm just I had 2 hit points left.
You had 2 hit points left. I really feel, because of the nature of what this is,
Do it.
I think that upon hitting you, Beatrice, you guys kind of Mabel, you're half blinking and seeing this. Emmeline, you're sort of conscious and witnessing this, but but kind of. Oh no, you're completely conscious. You got smacked, but you're looking back.
I'm down to 1 hit point.
Yeah, Mabel, you're sort of out of it, And as Lady Joan is attacking Beatrice, you see Beatrice, the body that she's in, it just kind of melts away like snow. And in its place is Beatrice just hovering there, a specter. Once again. And Beatrice, you now understand that your specter is tied to this place. And that somehow through sort of some loophole, some strange folkloric custom you're not completely sure about, that whistling allowed you to sort of rise and to go serve another. For what end, you're not sure. Agnes suggested maybe you guys get out of here, can leave this thing, but for now, you feel yourself being, in fact, we'll even do it all poetic, you feel these, the chains that you guys were wrapped up with down below, you feel them snapping back around your ankles, and Lady Joan says, "You'll never escape me. Serve me forever." present. And Beatrice, you can say something if you'd like.
I'll look at Emily. Get him out of here.
Well, I'm trying, but you went and got yourself all non-corporealized.
So as Emmeline almost says half of Emmeline's just like blah blah whatever that was. At this moment, Beatrice, you are just yanked down through the floor. You were trapped once again. And so Emmeline, you're like, well, you got your okay.
That's rather dramatic. We did tell you you were going down.
And Lady Joan sort of turns to you just with this like, and her face just made of shadows and like necrotic energy, just glaring at you, Emmeline. And that will end her turn. Mabel, make a death save for me.
Is it a D20?
It is a D20. Sweet, sweet, sweet D20.
5.
5, cool. So you know what? I'm even gonna say your body begins to melt away, and your spirit is also there, looking up like, cool. The Beatrice is gone. Sorry, Beatrice. Peddler, will say to Lady Joan, honorable spirit, we have no quarrel with you. These ghosts came in. We simply sought rest, such as yourself. If these are the ones bothering you, she kind of looks at Emmeline and says, sorry. And Emmeline, she is going to, this is not sporting, sorry. She's going to magic missile you. Just like, sorry, I and just this, like, these bolts of magic, whatever, sort of shoot out at your body, dealing you.
Can I attempt to dodge them?
The cool thing about magic missile, oh cool, I rolled a 4 on my D4. The cool thing about magic missile is that it, magic missile is not a, there's no save, they don't roll to attack.
Don't miss.
It doesn't do much damage.
I know, but can I still attempt so it's dramatic?
I'll tell you what, make an acrobatics roll.
Can I just make it very dramatic?
Exactly,
please?
absolutely.
I'm not about to stand there with my mouth open. That's for Beatrice to do.
What do we roll?
13.
Yay! Amazing
Makes it
things
17.
happen when it's a 13. All right, so that's a 12. Oh god, guys, it's so close. All right, thank you so much.
It does make it to 17, so at least I get to get a good somersault. or
Yes,
something.
basically, Beatrice, in response to this, you it's like Beatrice is like, or Emmeline, so sorry, you're like running, you're like almost like running up the wall, like trying to like dodge around, but the darts keep coming, and there's 3 darts, there's these like this dart chasing you, then another, and you do like a really impressive sort of like spin away, like no, please no, and then the other dart just coming from the other side, you're like, just right in the eyes, then the other 2 hit you. Emmeline, you also fall down and begin to like slough apart. The boxer,
It's quite disappointing.
the boxer sort of looking at this as Emmeline and Mabel, you guys on the ground. The boxer's like, you want to do the honors, Madam Ghost? So sorry about all this. And Lady Joan says, crush them. So the boxer's like, you got it. And he will punch Mabel on the ground. He's technically still blessed, so he's even doing +1 on all these. And then he'll just like with like 2 little like punch, like bam, bam, kind of on the ground. Mabel and Emmeline, your bodies just slough apart, and now the 2 of you are sitting there as ghosts. And Lady Joan looks at both of you and says, let this be a lesson. You belong to me forever, and you're lucky to have the honor. As the chains wrap around your now spectral ankles. You can get off one last quip if you would like, Mabel and Emmeline.
Can I whistle?
I suppose you can whistle if you want to. Mabel,
I'm gonna try.
make a performance roll. Let's see if Mabel can whistle.
Nope. 4.
Then your last act is it's almost like you're like you're trying to like blow a non-corporeal raspberry at your Emmeline.
Miss Raspberries.
As she says, as you miss raspberries, you try to blow, both of you sucked back down below. And Lady Joan, at this moment, with Mabel, Beatrice, and Emmeline dead, I'm sorry, my friends, it is now 9 o'clock.
Oh, we're all dead. So what now?
So that takes us to this.
Let's fucking go.
We all died. We got so close, Philip.
So the last thing the ghosts, as the 3 ghosts are pulled down, you hear the rumbling of thunder, but now you return to this torturous kind of like semi-quasi-consciousness down below in the dark that you've been suffering for centuries. Alvin. Okay, this is actually really interesting because everyone's either unconscious or dead while this dreadstorm's going on. But this is not a normal dreadstorm. This is a different one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, why not? Alvin, you dream once again. You dream of Morgan. Poor Morgan. You dream of your only friend. You dream of the man with the mustache. Could you trust him? You dream of the people who you sent to their deaths. They mostly deserved it. No, they all deserved it. You dream of that strange little rabbit glaring at you like he knew something more than you. Suddenly you begin to hear thunder in the distance. You hear a voice as a dark, flaming shape takes hold before you.
So, you sought to stand against me and betray those you'd made deals with. Well,
You see this devilish form looming over you.
who's in trouble now? Alvin Theodore.
You smell brimstone, feel the flame.
Can Alvin respond in this stream?
You can.
I don't understand. Who are you?
I am the one called Hopper.
Did Alvin know that Hopper...
I don't think he knew his name was Hopper. There's like a rumble of like hellish hate, but it's just
You have known me as a little white bunny rabbit. But now, I appear to you as I truly am. How dare you try to betray me? How dare you go back on your word?
I had no choice. I was manipulated by the drifter, they call him.
Yes, I've heard of him from the one they call the Soldier of Fortune. Well, you still have a chance. One chance at survival. You will follow me and trust me and grant to me the first miracle.
What will you do with the first miracle?
I will burn.
Alvin, you awaken. It's raining outside. You're in the room that you were in. And there's a little white rabbit sitting next to you.
Alvin looks at the rabbit and just sees if there's any indication that that dream was grounded in reality.
In response, the like sensing that thing, the rabbit like looks at you and goes,
You do look quite cute in this form, but rather menacing as the demon.
He's so mad. He's so mad. He's Rumpelstiltskin mad. He's so mad right now that you said that. Oh, he's lost a 4. He is flipping out. He is like doing backflips in anger.
Alvin goes to pet him.
He just shrugs you off and hops away. He's furious that you said that.
So what am I supposed to do?
Right now you're alone in the room.
Oh, he hopped out.
You called him a demon and he can't. He can't one more time. He would love to conquer the Dreadlands, but he just cannot. He cannot with this demon. He's beyond it. So, at this point, you hear the raging storm outside. Alvin, for you, my friend, we're gonna do this a little different. I need you to roll not a d13, but a d10. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're cool, you'll roll a 3 or a 4. No. If you're cool, you'll roll a 5 or a 6. Actually, roll whatever you want. They're all cool.
I rolled a 4.
You know what? A 5 or a 6 would have been Johannes Gerstenkorn, so that would have been interesting. But a 3 or a 4 is a fun one. Alvin, you hear the sounds of a massive storm outside, but what you also hear that is shocking is the sound of waves. If you go to the window, do you go to the window? You look out, and what you see is basically, you see war is happening outside. There are about 30 bats on bikes with like 30 or 40 gargoyles in the air riding against an army of tentacle-faced Cthulhu-like monsters moving through the waves that are pouring out of the mists. Atop the lead creature, just cackling with glee and firing a machine gun, is the Soldier of Fortune smoking a cigar. Behind him, you see other forces from the Mistbreakers as they are making their stand. From this vantage, Alvin, you see 8 points of purple light around. Maybe you can't see all 8 from here, but you see these little points of purple glowing light around within the water. The tombstones you've already filled in. And then you hear a voice behind you saying,
Tell them to keep it down. I need my beauty sleep.
and as you turn, you see this wisp of shadow falling back into the sarcophagus. And as you stare down at the madness below, that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Wow. Wow.
So.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
I'll book it back.
Hopper's back.
This is epic. This is like at the end of Avengers, you know, when everybody comes together. This is some good stuff.
Except everybody died.
Yeah.
Emmeline didn't get to bless a dock at any point. It really
Sorry,
hurt
I
me.
do feel bad for these ghosts, but I had a feeling they were gonna, because like the one bad place for you to go was where you went, and then they wouldn't. I'm sorry, ghosts. However, I will be speaking with all of you about who you're going to be playing next time. And honestly, when is it that people are out? By the way, of you people.
Well, I don't know what I'm playing next time, actually.
Oh yeah. I have to talk to you about that because we have some stuff. When are you guys out? Isn't there a Friday when people aren't here amongst you? Not soon.
I mean, next
Yeah.
Friday might be hard.
There's a Monday I'm gone.
There's a Monday you're gone. Okay, next Friday might be hard for you. Maybe because I want to.
Next Friday I'll be going to Joshua Tree.
Ooh.
I mean, I could play from there, but
Well, I will let you guys know. We may pick up here next week, or we may we may see what's going on with the old bounty hunter in a session with people playing a different kind of thing. But clearly, the Soldier of Fortune, the Mist Breakers, they're swinging for it. And with that is where we wrap up tonight. So I will let you know whether we pick up from where we left off last week or we have a side quill thing with the thing. But we got a lot. There's a lot going on here. So thank you all so much for playing and for watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. If you like what we do, please follow us, or if you're able to subscribe, do that. I think we also did. We have some gift subs today. I saw the chat moving crazily.
We had a lot.
Oh
we
my
had
gosh.
a lot going on.
That's so nice.
Book and Dagger resubscribed tonight for 22 months. That's a very long time.
It's almost 2 years, in fact.
You'd have, a couple
It's like
babies during
it's like
that time.
6 months short of 2 years.
We had Andy Don gave out a community sub gift, and then gave out 5 community sub gifts after that.
Oh
Thank
my
you,
gosh!
Andy Don.
Thank you.
And then the Jungle Evil gave out a community sub gift just a moment ago, and is chatting for the first time. So thank you all, and thank you all for just joining and participating in the chat. It was popping off tonight. A lot of good stuff going on.
It is super, super appreciated. We're really happy you're all here with us. This was so much fun.
What a dramatic episode.
This was a lot happened to this one, and the ghosts got to do stuff, which is a thing I've always felt a little bad because so frequently. But now it was the ghost time. Try to save Alvin, and then he is alive, so that part's good. But
What's his HP? Is it back to?
What's his hit die size? D8. You know what?
2d8.
I was ignoring chat tonight, but I saw someone mention Livebot. Book and Dagger, are you talking about Dahlia?
Oh, Dahlia bot. Poor Dahlia bot. Alvin, you have 8 hit points.
Oh,
After
not bad.
kind of resting. They maybe somebody, actually they would have been running down because the fight was starting. At this point, so next week, I'm not sure what will be in this slot, but it will be something for chapter 84. Maybe it'll be in a 19, maybe in honor of episode 84, we'll do an Animal Farm thing. But if you like us on other nights, you can come and visit us on Sunday when we'll be back with more Here Be Dragons and alternating Sundays. So basically, every other Sunday is either Here Be Dragons or our new Star Wars game, Mystic Starport. So come and join us for those craziness on Sundays. It's gonna be really fun. On Monday, it's Lost Lore Academia. Nothing's been going on in that very boring game. Stay away. Not a lot happening.
He's kidding. There's a lot happening. And some that may or may not be connected to this very game.
Sometimes we reveal things in these games about other games. We revealed there's like a thing. We revealed a thing in this game and then it happened in the other game and
The increasingly more and more times where Philip says something and then I yell, "Fuck you, Philip."
Yeah, it's been happening a lot. We also did reveal, this game hasn't been played, but we revealed the secret of Elbrand Brunt, which was a big deal. We revealed him in the downtime of that. We have learned what Elbrand Brunt's secret was, because, so this game we have all this activity going on, so go to our Discord. That's a great point, Sophia. Go to our Discord. You can read all about it. If you want to participate, you can message me on Discord. Basically, through a tag in this game, mainly because Apostrophe This was just just constantly saying Elbrand every day, Elbrand, just little, and occasionally joined by Galanorian Saber and some others. We have now discovered Elbrand Brunt. We have learned his power, which is basically just a lot of positivity. And we've also learned one of his tags.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
we
great.
surely have.
Which is really great. And I don't know that Ambria is too sad about it. But apparently Train is very happy about it.
Gabrielle would not be happy with that discovery, I will say.
I know. Sorry.
I'm so confused about it.
He literally also, I said on there, so I'm just going to tell people this is, I guess, a spoiler for a game that wrapped up 4 months ago. Civilized Age. Elbrand is a droid, but he's a very highly advanced kind of droid, human replica droid, like Guri from Shadows of Empire. This is 600 years later. The thing that he had, though, is he has, I think I called it a midi-chloral enzyme generator, so he registers to like passive Force users as being alive. But how many droids are there just like walking around acting like people who are fooling Force users?
Was that like a plot that we never explored because our kids were off getting...
It is a plot you never explored because your kids were off getting indoctrinated into the dark side of the Force. No, you will put me down and let me stay here and train more. Coolest thing. With that, so anyway, check that out. And then on Tuesday, we are back with Gray in the Dark. Yes. Then the week after next, I think we may be trying for the Star Trek. We didn't do our Star Trek game next week, but a week from this coming, the day after Valentine's Day, we may be doing a Star Trek if we're able to on the 15th. We'll officialize that.
Can it be a Valentine's Day theme though?
Sure, because most Star Treks are Valentine's themed one way or another.
Star Trek episode anxiety.
Tuesday, Tuesday. Thank you, Sophia. That's absolutely right. Tuesday is Tuesday.
There we go.
We could do a Risa episode. We haven't done a Risa episode yet. We could do a Risa episode. Whenever you have Lieutenant Commander Simon Giles on hand, you're in the mood for love. Well, thank you all so much for watching. And then come back here next week. I don't know exactly what next week's session will be, but it will be fun and it will involve Mistwalkers. I can guarantee that next week will either involve the bounty hunter tracking down a jerk, or the Soldier of Fortune riding a Cthulhu monster, like standing on its head and shooting gargoyles. It'll have one of those two things will be happening.
Amazing.
So, thank you all so much. You're amazing. Thank you, players. It's always so fun to play with you guys.
I want to show everybody my dice because they're really cool.
Oh, those are very, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a very cool idea. Seasonal. Also, I guess it is Valentine's Day soon. Gosh.
It is.
Boo.
God, I gotta buy a bunch of flowers so I can sell flowers to saps who forgot to buy flowers. So on that note, thank you all so much. Until next time, have a dreadful night.
Bye.
No.
I'm back on. I'm back on. We're back live. Lauren, plug your thing. She yelled at me. I'm so sorry. We're back on. Do it.
Streaming now on my channel. I figured out I'm either going to play Disney Dreamlight Valley or The Sims or World of Warcraft on Thursdays, and then intermittently I will be playing other games, mostly horror games, on my Twitch channel. Good night and goodbye. Have a dreadful evening.
The rose explodes. Forgot that.
I didn't expect
Anybody else
him
want to
to
plug
come
anything?
back.
Yeah, I might start streaming again on Twitch too.
He might start streaming
On my
Twitch.
channel.
On his channel.
Yeah.
Also, guys, go ahead.
I want to plug. If you guys like bonsai trees, follow Zane's Trees on Instagram
Trees?
or TikTok, and I'll teach you about how to do bonsai.
Amazing.
All of that information is also in the About section on our page.
I guess if I'm not here next Friday, I'll remind everyone that Star Trek Picard comes back on the 16th. I'm not plugging that for any reason, but you should watch Star Trek Picard.
There you go.
And keep an eye out when you do.
I guess
Not that week.
I'm gonna plug. I found out about these. I've started selling leggings, guys. So I'm gonna plug the leggings that you should buy from me. And the cool thing is, I'll sell you leggings. You can sell them to your friends. Anyway, good night.
No.
Your bags are packed, you're at the door, a taxi's on its way. There's nothing left to say, I'll give you back the ring. Don't Don't look at me like that. You had to know it ends like this. Couldn't you feel it in my kiss? I'm not happily ever after anything. But don't give up, not for 1 hour. The game's not over, you'll be fine. You'll find a way to up your power. What you're looking for is in another castle down the line.